Recording live from Glory Hole Studios in Chicago and beyond. This is Cognitive Dissonance. Every episode we blast anyone who gets in our way. We bring critical thinking, skepticism, and irreverence to any topic that makes it big.
Makes the news,
the news.
Come on, man.
Or makes us mad. I'll do it in the order I do it in. Doing this? We've only been doing this 670 sometimes.
71 it is. You messed up last week. Go ahead, keep going.
Well, now I lost my place, Cecil.
I think you were skeptical.
It's skeptical. It's political. And there is no welcome mat. This is episode 671.
71.
Cecil.
Ian very sassily corrected you last week.
Ian can get bent. Ian, you know, we changed up our whole recording.
Did you see what he did like a couple weeks ago?
No.
Like 2 weeks ago.
I don't pay attention to what
2 weeks ago, I get a message from somebody like, hey, man, your show is premiering right now and it has no sound.
What?
So Ian put up our show on Facebook and he premiered it and it had no sound.
What does it even mean to premiere the show on Facebook? I don't even know what that means.
So when you put a video out, you can either just decide to release it so anybody could just speed through or watch whatever they want.
Sure.
Or it essentially plays it so it's live for an hour and whatever. And then people can then alter and change and reverse and go whatever. And so they treat it like a live event so people can show up and just do it. And we do that on this show every week on YouTube. So every week, and in fact, every time we release an extra show, which we will later this week, when we do our funny news segment, that'll also release and be extra. So, but people will see that also released as a premiere. So they can comment, and normally we get, we don't have a huge showing of people, but a lot of people show up for the community. So just like when we were doing the live streams, people would show up, there'd be like people talking.
Right.
There's a community around these things that watch them together. So, but he released it without
the fucking sound. He's a goddamn audio engineer.
So this week I'm laying in bed, and it's just the alarm went off maybe 10 minutes ago, and I'm looking at my email for work. And I'm still laying in bed, and my wife has already gotten up to work out. So she's already gotten dressed, and she went to go work out. And she comes upstairs, and she kicks open the door, and she's like, "You have to hear this." And I was like, "Okay, what?" Whoa. And so she hands me her earbuds, and it's silence, dead silence. And I was like, "I don't hear anything." She's like, "Hold on." And then I hear Mike Barbaro go, "Okay. Oh, okay." And then they released the daily this week, one of the episodes without the interview audio. So they just had Mike Barbaro on the daily. Now, this is the New York Times.
Oh my God, that's
releasing
great.
Only half a conversation. And it's the lamest half of the conversation because it's just him being like, interviewer. And I was like, the thing, first it's hilarious, but secondly, it made me so mad that Ian's cheating on us.
I was going to say, when did Ian start working for the New York Times?
That Ian works for the New York Times and he didn't tell us.
God damn it, Ian. Good help.
I love that somebody fucking released that on the New York Times because I'm just like, podcasting. That is podcasting. Enjoy podcasting, where no one's a professional. Not a single person is a professional in the entire field.
You see? Breeders.
This is just something else. This story comes from Huffington Post. Fox guest throws unhinged sexist tantrum over Chelsea Handler's childlessness.
So want to correct first off by saying child-free.
Yes.
Because childlessness makes it feel like you're missing out on something.
Right, you're childless.
And I want to be real clear. I am missing out on nothing, okay?
No, right.
I am missing, as a child-free person, I am not missing out on anything. So anyway.
That is very true. That language is a really loaded language.
The language is loaded. And childlessness is a loaded term. It's basically saying like, you don't know what you're missing, kind of. Right. You're less a child. And it's like, no, that's not how this works. Yeah. That's not anything.
What assumes like the default position of...
And the default is having kids, right?
Yeah. And that, as if that default is like a better default. So this is best as audio.
This is best as audio. We're just gonna play it, and then we'll talk about what he has to say. So it's Tucker Carlson, and he has some schmuck on. I don't even know. Well, I'll read the guy's name if it comes in a.
I never even heard the guy's name. When I read this article, I was like, I fucking never heard of that.
Jesse, does narcissism, does living for yourself, when it's always about you, is that the road to joy and fulfillment? I wonder.
Well, yes. Actually, hold on. I already have to. Yes, living for yourself is a road to joy and fulfillment.
Sure.
What the fuck is wrong with you that you would think otherwise? Like, living.
And also,
you are yourself.
Who are you living for, Tucker?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
What the fuck? First of all, that's not what narcissism is or means.
Yeah.
So like, that's just a bad.
And also, you couldn't find narcissism if it bit you, because fucking Trump is the biggest goddamn narcissist in the history of mankind. Ever. Get out of here.
Yeah, like we all even people people who have kids because it's something they want.
Sure.
It's still based on a desire of the individual.
Yeah.
So like this bullshit.
Or they have an accident.
Or they have an accident. They choose to keep it.
They have an oopsie.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people though, I think some people also are, that's a moral.
Yeah, they feel a moral obligation.
It's impossible for them to do to
have an abortion. Right. Yeah, they have a moral obligation.
It's a moral thing that they can't do. So they had a kid, not because they wanted one, because they just it just happened. Because it happens. Because it does happen.
Absolutely.
I wonder why you called me a wise man, Tucker, because I'm actually very stupid. You see, when I was a kid, I thought I was wise. I thought I was very intelligent. I did. And you know why I thought that, Tucker? Because I had a mom who loved me, and she was always, Jesse, you're the smartest.
Okay, so first off, I want to roll back to what I said in the very beginning when I said podcaster. That's what this guy is. Jesse Kelly, podcast host of the Jesse Kelly Show. Terribly clever name of the Jesse Kelly Show.
Never fucking heard of the Jesse Kelly Show.
I've never either.
In my fucking life.
But the thing is like I don't think it's hard to get really big in these dumb fuck circles of the
in the fucking right wing shit sphere.
Man, all you got to do is be an edgelord. It's super easy.
Yeah, we should. If we had no morals,
it's super easy to be an edgelord. Come on,
it's the easiest.
And Jesse, you're the best. And then one day, I'm 18 years old, and I got a 0.0 grade point average in college. I'm not making that up. And I realized,
okay, come on now. You could, if someone was waterboarding me, they wouldn't get that out of me. Just to say that out loud. Are you kidding me?
You had a 0.0.
A 0.0.
You have to try to fail. To fail at a level that complete.
Right?
And
you
total,
really have to do something.
You have to put effort into your own failure. There's no way he's going to tell his story like, and that's when I realized I was like my mom's, but like, no, you have to realize that you're failing.
Yeah.
Your failure is not a surprise when it's a 0.0. That is a failure so complete and total. It is the platonic fucking ideal of failure.
Too, that he was so privileged his whole fucking life. Like so covered and drenched in privilege that it took him to get to college before he failed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
before he
failed.
Yes.
And it hit him in the face.
Whoa.
He had to get to a place where there wasn't an insulating blanket of privilege around him.
Exactly.
You're not actually smart. Everything you've been told is a lie, Jesse. You're actually quite stupid, and you're going to have to deal with that. That's what you see women like Chelsea Handler, feminists like Chelsea Handler going with now. They've been lied to by their society forever.
Yeah. Chelsea Handler didn't get a fucking 0.0. She's insanely successful.
Chelsea Handler wrote 6 bestsellers. Get out of here, dude. What have you done?
You're comparing your fucking abject failure.
You've done what I've done. You bought a microphone.
Right?
Girl boss, and you can do anything a man can do, which everyone who's ever seen a woman back up a vehicle knows that's not true. But either way,
Lord.
Women can't drive,
gosh.
What?
This is edgelord garbage. It's so boring. It's so boring and predictable.
Yeah, and this is the and this is on the Tucker Carlson show, right? So this is an insanely popular, very well-watched show.
Sure.
And that's important to note here, right? Because this sort of very openly misogynist content plays really well to the right-wing manosphere bullshit.
You bet it does.
Absolutely plays well to this. This because he's mocking the idea that women can do anything a man can do. And he's mocking.
Sure.
He is making fun of that idea. This is open. This isn't dog whistling.
Yeah.
This is open, honest misogyny.
I think it was maybe episode 100 or something. We're back a long time ago.
Yeah.
Some feminist issue came up in our sphere.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't really talking about stuff back then. I think there really wasn't as much in the atheist sort of and skeptical news sphere that really reached into that. And we sort of came on the side of being like, no, man, we're both fucking pro women. Like what?
Of course. Yeah.
And we got so much shitty hate mail and we lost a bunch of listeners because of it.
Yeah.
We lost a bunch of listeners. And I was like, good.
Go away.
Go listen to Jesse Kelly tell you that women can't drive because that's so funny. That's so funny. And that's what because here's the thing, man, it just proves how fragile you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
You know, you've got to go to some place where you're going to get your little circle jerk on. Well, go to your little circle jerk. Like nobody cares. Go.
Get together with your group of other fragile men.
Yeah.
Who are not hanging out with women.
Yeah.
And talking about how women who are successful somehow aren't as successful as you.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's
what
the thing is like,
What
I've got to diminish her success.
Right.
In any way I can. I've got to diminish her.
They've been told that they should do career and don't do a family or anything like that. And soon you're Chelsea Handler. Soon it's Valentine's Day and your womb resembles a dried up tumbleweed blowing down an old Western town.
Nice. That's a good one.
Oh, that's a nice
Hey,
image.
way to essentialize a woman down to her reproductive organs.
Well,
that's good.
That's what women are worth. Just,
sure. That's great.
That's it.
Good
it's
for
all
you.
It's all they're for.
You know, you never hear this about dudes. You never hear like, you know, somebody talking about like, I don't know. I think he's not married. I'm not sure. I have no idea. But like Jack Nicholson, let's say, right?
Okay.
I don't think he's married. I don't think he has kids. I don't know. I don't know anything about celebrities.
Sure, but pick one.
But I'm guessing, right?
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
right.
You know, Jack Nicholson or something. You know, you're like, nobody's saying, oh man, that guy's he's fucking coming fucking concrete. It's all dust up there now. He's never going to have a kid. He's never going to have a...
What is his life worth?
What? Nobody ever talks about guys like that.
No.
Nobody ever says that about guys. Nobody's ever like, you know, oh man, their life is worthless because they don't have a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm.
They never do that.
Yeah.
It's all about the woman as a baby factory, and that's how you find your worth.
Right. And well, and like this he's going to this like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. And here she is, like forlorn for love, right? But like, just ask her what they're reacting to is a video that Chelsea Handler put out where she's happy in her life and the choices that she's made.
And she's making a big fucking joke about it too. Like she's clearly making a joke where she's like, and then I invent time travel because I don't have kids, right? And then I take a plane flight and I don't have to sit next to a kid, and I order what I want because I don't have to, and then I fuck who I want at night because I don't have a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but then she's also making hilarious jokes throughout the whole thing.
Unlike Jesse Kelly, who is just pulling out old boring jokes that somebody fucking told literally 100 years ago.
Yeah, this guy is Buddy Hackett.
Yeah. And he can't fucking hack it.
And your Valentine's Day date for the 10th year in a row is a 10-year-old copy of Magic Mike and a half-full bottle of Xanax, and you're trying to pretend like you're happy, but you're not happy. And it's actually not her fault. She's been lied to by a country that has lost its way.
Jesus Christ.
How
tedious is this
it's so
shit?
tedious. And, you know, I want to say there's so many people out there that take it personally. They take it personally when you're child free.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this online a lot when somebody posts something. And in fact, earlier in the evening, another podcast host that we know posted something about Chelsea Handler in particular and about this sort of controversy that's going on. And there's a bunch of people in the comments, tons of people in the comments that are talking right now and being like, well, you don't know what it's like to have a kid or whatever, because the person's child free. And they're like, yeah, well, you know, you're not gonna continue on your DNA or whatever. And there's a bunch of people that have these, they have to validate their own choices, right? They have to validate them. And so they have to say to other people, you made the wrong choice. I heard when I was a kid from so many people when I didn't want to have kids that I was going to regret it. Every single person said, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. But every single person that said that had kids.
Yeah, of course.
There wasn't a single child-free person that ever came to me and said, no, you're going to regret it. There was all people who had kids, and I'm thinking, how the fuck would you know if I'm going to regret it?
Right.
How the fuck would you? You had kids. You literally have no idea what I would regret in the future. You chose a different life path, yet you're trying to tell me what I'm going to regret.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all of the studies show that kids make you less happy. Like that is just it's just true. There are many repeated studies, and there's not one or two. There are many repeated studies that show kids actually make you overall less happy. Now, if some people want to have kids, have kids. If you don't want to have kids, don't fucking have kids.
Enjoy.
But to boil a woman down,
yeah, I know,
to nothing more than someone who has got to be man crazy, right? Like, oh, she's got her copy of Magic Mike and a bottle of Xanax. Like, why? Well, because she doesn't have that special someone in her life.
She doesn't have a rock in her life.
Right.
She doesn't have something she can moor her her crazy womanhood to stabilize her throughout life. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, and how fucking insane is that? And how fucking rude and how boring and tired and tropey and disgusting is this kind of nonsense?
It seriously is like fucking Andrew Dice Clay stand-up.
It is.
It's boring Andrew Dice Clay.
It's worse because it doesn't rhyme.
Yeah,
it's
right.
worse because it doesn't even have the fucking tact to rhyme.
This stuff is so pathetic though, and this is the thing. It's not that this is a nobody, because he is a nobody.
Yeah.
It's that this nobody is being amplified by Tucker Carlson.
Absolutely.
And I'm calling this guy a nobody, but there's a chance he's got way more downloads than us.
Yeah, but sure. But he's nothing compared to Chelsea Handler, right? So here he is like taking fucking square aim at Chelsea Handler, but he's really taking square aim at Chelsea Handler because she is a symbol of something that makes him afraid.
Sure.
And the thing that makes him afraid is a world where women don't need men.
Yeah.
Right? The world that these fuckers want to return to and romanticize and idolize is a world where the only way for women to be happy is for women to have men in their lives.
Yeah.
And then for those men to provide, for their family and to have this like really like fucking 1953, like kind of like family structure and look, if that works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, fucking great. Who cares? The only people that are like threatened by that are men who need women to need them.
Yeah.
Because they can't, if the calculus is the only woman that will be with you is somebody who wants to be with you and not somebody who needs to be with you, then all of a sudden you have to be worth wanting. These guys want to return to a world where women are in need of men.
Yeah.
Because then they can be lesser versions of themselves and still have access to women.
And that's
what it is.
That's the real problem, is that these guys, they recognize their own flaws and how bad they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then they realize that like, if this wasn't the case, and if this wasn't reinforced day in and day out that women have to do this, there would be a lot less choice of them.
Yeah.
Because they are not the type of people that would be, they just don't have any worth, right?
Yes.
And so like this is something too, is that this is on across the country in houses on Fox News. But this is not the only place that this kind of rhetoric lives.
No, man.
It lives in churches.
Yes.
It constantly lives in churches. Every week, you watch any of these people that we watch and listen to how they talk about women.
Yep.
Listen about how they treat women. Listen to where they think women belong. This is repeated to people. This is indoctrination from the right to every female that has to live around this stuff, that this is what they're worth. You are worth a womb. And if your womb has tumbleweeds in it because you didn't use it, then you're worth less.
Yep.
And that's what they're trying to do, is just basically scare women into what you want, what you're saying earlier.
Yeah.
They're scaring them into realizing that they can't make it without men. They have to be impregnated to be of worth. And it's grotesque.
It is.
But it feels like it's crazy to me, because like, if you were to ask me 15 years ago that whether or not this was going to be a thing, whether or not there would be this sort of, I would have said no fucking way. No way. There's no way we're moving backwards in trajectory on this. There's no way that we're rolling things this far back for women's rights. There's no way.
I know, but the clock is fucking dude. We are absolutely running the clock backwards every day.
I couldn't imagine early 2000s somebody getting away with that on network television.
I know we are, because I completely, man. When we started this show, when we first started this show, this shit would not have flown. But we are actively rolling the clock backward, or the right is saying like, all right, we failed in so many other places. We need to actively roll the clock backward in all of this shit. These desperately insecure men do not want women to have choices, because when women have choices, they might choose not to have these men. So like the more choices they can limit, the more access to women, these insecure, useless, petty, small-minded fucking dudes will get.
Yeah.
That is why they want this, right?
Yeah.
They want the goal of all of this is fucking transparent. It is to move women out of the workforce so they don't have to compete with them, to move women into the home, to make women feel like they've got to have a man in their life. Because if every woman is brainwashed into the bullshit idea that they have to have a man in their life, then even shitty men will have someone to partner with.
Yeah.
But what we've done is, through the course of the last 40, 50, 60 years, we've empowered women to realize that they have some fucking choices.
Sure.
And a lot of times, and the news is coming out, and there's all kinds of stuff popping up where women are not choosing to, like, they're like, yeah, fucking, I'd rather be alone.
Yeah.
If this is the quality of dude on display,
Fucking A, man.
I'd rather fucking be alone.
Rather fucking be alone.
And insecure, shitty men who don't have anything to offer can't find partners.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Yeah.
You fuckers shouldn't be able to find partners. You're trash.
You know, you look back in time and you think, wasn't it like in the 70s when women could have like bank accounts and things?
Man, in the early 1970s, women were able to take, I looked this stuff up not that long ago. It wasn't until the early 1970s that women could get on their own credit to buy
Jesus
things
Christ.
like a home. The 70s, man. The fucking 70s. I was born in the 70s.
Yeah, man.
It's not that long ago.
Yeah.
It's not that long ago at all.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But in the grand scheme
of things.
In the grand scheme.
In the age of the universe, it was like yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In the age of the universe, I'm still very young. Ignore the gray in my beard.
What I don't get is why these guys that all talk about this stuff, why they don't just go adopt 1 million kids.
Well, because they don't
there's
want
plenty of kids.
Yeah,
like it's not like there's like no every single kid out there is wanted. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Like it's, go adopt a bunch of kids if you love kids so much. There's plenty of kids to be had.
Yeah, but these fuckers don't want to raise them.
Yeah.
That's the thing is these guys want a woman to raise the kid.
Yeah, yeah.
They want to secure a woman who feels beholden to a man financially, so she is unable to leave and then raise a fucking bunch or have a bunch of fucking kids so that she is more and more vulnerable. Yeah. That's what they want. The thing is like having kids and staying home and removing yourself from the financial and working system makes people inherently more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that makes people beholden to these men. That's what they want. They want to create a power structure where they can be shitty and nobody can leave them. Yeah. That's 100% what they want here.
Yeah.
They don't want the fucking kids.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
No.
I've got kids and I don't blame you.
I want to be able to take a nap on Saturday afternoons. Sometimes I would always, we were younger, we used to watch people's kids once in a while. And we did the same thing with the dog. So years ago, my buddy was going on vacation and he's like, hey man, can you watch my dog for the weekend? And I was sort of pestering Sarah at the time. We didn't have any pets. And I was like, I'd really like to get a dog. I had dogs growing up. She's like, okay, well, let's watch this dog. So we essentially borrowed somebody's dog for the weekend. And it was a good old dog. One of those sweet old dogs where just sit next to you and get petted and then wanted to go out 4 or 5 times a day. And that was it. And didn't want to go for long walks.
Right.
I hated it. I was like, no. I want to do it's cold. I'm standing out here at 6 in the morning and I'm freezing and I got to walk this fucking dog. Like, are you kidding me? And I was like, as soon as the dog went back, I was like, absolutely not. And then everybody, like there was a couple people I knew, like a good friend of mine from when I was younger had triplets.
Yeah.
And I had to watch those kids a couple times. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, literally no, absolutely not. Hard pass. I was like, this is the worst. And all they did was sleep. And I was like, I don't like this at all.
Right. Yeah.
I can't do anything. I can't watch TV. I can't leave the room. I can't just go out for a soda or whatever. I got to sit here with this kid. And if I want to leave with it, I got to fucking put it in a spacesuit and then put it in its little fucking jumper thing in the car. And then I got to do that 3 times. I'm like, no, hard pass. Forget it.
Nope. Yeah.
No.
Yep. Fuck that.
Go lay down.
I've got them. And like the best part about having kids is when they get older and you don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, I imagine. Got to put them in the little suit all the time has got to be a pain in the ass, man.
Like everything about like when babies are real little, like they're incredibly restrictive for sure, but like they're also super portable when they're real little.
You just carry them around.
You just be like, just fucking pack this thing up.
Put them in that little mama thing or whatever that puts them on their body or whatever.
Just hook them up to you.
Or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Mumbi.
I forgot what it was called. I used to have one.
I don't even know.
I used to walk around with that, like my kid strapped
or whatever. I don't know what it was. I'll just make up words.
A Hoomba Loomba.
I don't know what it was. But it was, I remember it was like one of those things.
Right. You tie the fucking kid up to you or whatever. Yeah. And then at least you got your fucking arms free. It's like, that's the closest to freedom you have. Like to turn yourself into a fucking kangaroo.
At least you don't have to like regurgitate food and feed it. You're like, blah, 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 blah. You're like puking.
You don't have to, but you can.
You don't have to.
I would say you can.
But little kids seem like a lot of work, but it's funny because when you talk to like parents, little kids, they seem to love it.
Yeah. So like, I think that's the thing is like, for most people that you talk to, when it's your kid, you feel differently about it. Certainly, I never liked babysitting other people's kids. I didn't mind at all having little kids when I had little kids. I did get a lot of pleasure and joy from having kids. And like, as much as I'm joking, like I did get a lot of joy and pleasure from having kids, but like, that's 1,000% not for everybody. And everybody gets to just decide. It's like, you know what? Like, there's a lot of jobs I'm ill-suited for.
Yeah.
I shouldn't go get a job I'm ill-suited for.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But like, if somebody has a job I'm ill-suited for, I'm not like, that job is stupid.
It's funny though, because there is a lot of pressure. And I'm sure it's so much worse on women than it is on guys.
Oh my God.
Because I don't get a lot of that. But I know my wife got a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
From a lot of different sources.
And from the church specifically.
And from the church especially. Like when we, like I mentioned on the show, this was over a decade ago, but you know, my wife left the Catholic Church. She was a Catholic when we met, and she was a Catholic for many years. She was starting to decline in her Catholicism. But one of the reasons why she started becoming more and more religion free was because the Catholic Church was like, no, you guys should annul your marriage if you're not going to have kids. That's what a priest said.
Insane.
And I was just like, holy shit, they said what to you? And now this was early on when we were podcasting. And she's not religious now, but when we were, you know, for a long time, like Sarah and I were married, you know, for like 8 or 9 years. And at that time, she wasn't religious. She was religious. She was going to church. You know, she didn't go with me, but she went to church. And then, you know, religion came and said, there's pressure on you. There was family members that put pressure on her. There was friends that put pressure. A lot of people, women face a lot of pressure with this. And it's really gross because it's like, it also is another one of those like, you know, oh, your pretty little head can't figure this out for yourself. And it's really insulting.
You don't know what you want.
Yeah, it's really insulting.
You're going to regret. Like
she got outright called selfish by her grandparents. Like her grandma. Her grandma said to her, you know, that's really selfish if you don't want to have kids. And Sarah's like, actually, I don't think it's selfish at all. I think it's selfish to have kids if you don't want them.
I also think I think the idea of living the one life that you have in a way that is not selfish is a lie.
Yeah.
Right? Like we get one life.
Sure.
We make the choices that we want as much as we are able to live the life that we want to have in this time we've got.
Yeah.
Like like when I went to school and made choices about how, like, was that selfish? Because I chose, like, unless you live a life of total altruism, which nobody does.
Nobody does.
Life is selfish. Life is your specific personal life is an inherently selfish act to live. And so it's just a nonsense
but also
thing
like,
to say.
Like if I don't want to have kids and then I fucking inflict a bunch of damage on kids because I didn't want to have kids, that's being selfish.
Super selfish.
That's so selfish.
It's
like,
cruel.
That's a gross thing to do.
Yeah.
And so like, but I think I love this little video. We'll put a link to this. The little video that she made ahead of time is great. And then she made a response video. This was hilarious.
It's so good.
The end of that, the last line in that thing made me laugh out loud where she's like, and Tucker, I know you're masturbating to me and I am into it. And I was like, that is fucking genius. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
Chelsea Handler handled
this situation pretty well, didn't she?
Oh my God, he doesn't flog the dolphin before a big date.
Childbirth is deadlier for Black families even when they're rich, Expansive study finds.
Yeah.
I grabbed this story because I thought it was interesting to note. A lot of times I think like people who are apologists for race in this country will try to chalk things up to economic status.
Sure.
Oh, it has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with economic
You're absolutely
status.
right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And this story,
for years, I was like that.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I was absolutely too, right? Like I was like, oh yeah, it's probably, but no, like just no. And this story really blows that shit out of the water. Childbirth, by the way, childbirth is a terribly fraught and dangerous thing to go through in this country. The United States has some of the worst infant and maternal mortality rates in the world. Yeah. Not just among developed nations, in the actual world.
When you look at the graphs in this article and they show like how low it is in other countries.
Yeah.
And as low is the one I want to say, right? Low is better. Low is better, right? Mm-hmm. So low, and you look at like New Zealand or whatever, and it's like a fraction of our mortality rate. And it's because they birth them in the water down there with the porpoises. Tom, they have the dolphin birth. Dolphin birth where you chum the water.
People wonder why I throw dolphins in the skeptic tree. We get messages.
Yeah.
Because people are fucking weird about dolphins, man.
Yeah.
When my ex was pregnant, we watched this fucking birth video of some fucking Looney Tunes lady.
I couldn't imagine watching something like that, but go ahead.
Some Looney Tunes lady in the fucking sea of whatever the fuck, giving birth in the actual ocean.
Isn't the ocean like really gross and dirty?
Man.
Like
giving
full of
birth
bacteria and like
in the ocean surrounded by dolphins. People are fucking weird about dolphins.
Did she give birth to a sea monkey?
Yeah, right?
It comes out as like a desiccated brine shrimp and then it gets rehydrated and turns
I will remember that video until my dying day. I will remember that video, Cecil,
did they put it on their nose? Throw it back.
They're kicking it with their like fucking fins back and forth.
One of them shoots a big thing of water and the water spurt shoots it up in the air.
The baby's holding onto the fin and like doing like the fucking ride the dolphin.
Is that why
thing.
you called your kid Finn? Is that why? Because he had a dolphin birth?
People are fucking insane about that shit. They're insane about that shit.
But in our country, in general, it's really bad. Do you have any idea why it's so bad in our country in comparison to other places all over the world? Because they say we have the best healthcare in the world.
Yeah, but we super do not have the best healthcare in the world. We have incredibly unequal access to quality healthcare in this country.
Yeah.
We have the people who say we have the best healthcare in the world. What that really means is that if you have virtually unlimited means.
If you have unlimited money, you have unlimited healthcare.
Right.
Yeah.
But we have terrible and unequal access to medical care in this country. It's a horror show.
Yeah.
And as a result of the ridiculous expense of medical care, many people don't get any of the preventative or prenatal care that is required, that's given to people in most of the rest of the developed world. So like if you're living in, Sweden or Western Europe or, Japan, all of that shit is covered. All that shit is taken care of. Here, you get it if you can pay for it. If you can't pay for it, you've got to apply for government programs. Then you're fucking waiting in this, fucking queue of other people who are applying for the same program. You're going to hospitals, which are going to be understaffed and overworked. You may not have access to like prenatal vitamins and all of these other like prenatal interventions and testing and all that. I've seen
other countries send people like care packages while they're pregnant and afterwards.
Oh yeah.
And they get like you say, all these prenatal vitamins and everything. And then they get like once the kid comes, they get tons of stuff from the government. Like it's just given to them. And it doesn't matter what your, what your economic status is. This isn't people who are like hurting. These are just normal people. And they're just like, here is your first 4 weeks of diapers or whatever.
Well, because some societies invest in their people.
Yeah.
Right. And some societies choose not to invest in the well-being of their people.
Yeah.
And like it is just a true thing that when new people are created, it is an enormous burden on the family when that new person is created. So societies that are not complete shit like the United States, they band together and they create programs to give people things like maternity leave that's paid.
I know.
There's 0 days in America paid maternity leave.
You can get days off, but you don't get paid for it.
Right.
There's like federal leave. You can leave work.
You can take FMLA, but it's unpaid. FMLA is completely unpaid. So it's like, I could leave my job if I can afford to work or to not work. Well, how many people can afford to miss paychecks?
Right. Yeah.
Most people can't afford to miss paychecks.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of reasons why like the United States infant and maternal mortality rate is so poor, but it all boils down to unequal access.
Yeah.
And like when we say like the United States has the best medical system in the world, it's only for the super rich.
It's only for the rich. It's only for the ultra wealthy.
Super fucking rich.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because we live in a country where we are now at this point in several states enforcing birth.
Absolutely.
We're making it happen.
Forced birth is now the law in many states.
And so what we're doing is we're still providing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're making people do it, and then we're making them, and it's because we as a country love to punish people. And so what we're doing is we're punishing people for having sex.
Yep.
And we're punishing anybody who has ever, done a crime in this country. We punish them immensely forever, and we never stop.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so we love to punish people, and the right really loves to punish people. And that's what's happening in all these states. This is a perfect example though, too, of the fact that if you're just wealthy, that doesn't matter.
It doesn't cover your bases.
That's not the whole thing. That's not the whole story. If you are extraordinarily wealthy, you can, and if you look at the stats in this, you do see that the wealthy Black people have a better rate than the poorest Black people have a better rate of the babies staying alive, but it's still in fact, I think that even the wealthy rate is below where like the poor white one is.
Yeah, it is that this is a great example of intersectionality, right?
Yeah.
So the idea of intersectionality, like I'm going to get this very boiled down, but like, is that multiple points of intersection create social structures that that have to be contended with, right? That's I think the best way to kind of phrase it in a nutshell. These women, these are, first of all, they're women. When women go to the doctor, they are treated as less than when men go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So every time a woman goes to the doctor, not every time, but like when women go to the doctor, on average, they have a lesser experience. Their pain is treated as less serious. Their complaints are handled differently.
Sure.
And this is not like Tom Curry's conjecture hour. Like this is proven time and time and time and time again through many, many studies. So women are treated less seriously. Women who are black are treated, because black people are treated less seriously. Black people's pain is treated. So this is a point of intersection of problems here.
And it
that
compounds.
society,
It compounds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no matter how fucking fat the wallet, it still can't contend with those 2 points of intersection. You're black and you're a woman. And that is about one of the worst fucking places you can be in the United States. It is a dangerous thing to be a black person. It is a dangerous thing to be a woman. And it is a very dangerous thing to be a black woman in the United States.
And it turns out it's dangerous for the babies.
It is.
It's just dangerous for the babies. Yeah. The babies are like, they're the ones. And like, again, if you cared about the babies, if it was about the babies, you'd do something about this.
Right.
You would do something. You would do some sort of systemic change, Republicans, that would change this in some way so that every child has a chance to live. But you don't care.
No, they've
you
never
prove this every single time when they walk out there with the, there's a guy who walks around and they films himself and it's fucking amazing. This guy walks around, bunch of people, and he's like, hey, I got this, I see you're out here protesting abortion. I'm right there with you. God love you. Please sign up to adopt a child right now. Here you go. Can you sign up to adopt a child? Here's some forms. You can sign up to adopt a child. And everybody just like turns and walks away. Or they're like, I don't want to do that. Like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And like they'll walk, but he'll be like, no, I mean, you clearly want babies, right? So let's save the ones that are already there.
Right, yeah.
Like they already had them, so we should save them. And they're like, no, man, I'm just here to fucking like shame people.
Yeah. Well, I read an article this week about the in Illinois, they're working on a law, and it hasn't passed yet, but they're working on a law to outlaw deceptive practices for anti-choice organizations. So anti-choice organizations, they say like, oh, it's like that 1-800-HOPE or like all that nonsense, right? And they preach this idea that, oh, there's all these resources. If you're pregnant and you're struggling, we will help you provide for that. And when you look at it, they provide like 0.7 diapers for every baby.
Jesus Christ.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
The resources they provide are essentially fucking nothing. It is deceptive as fuck. What they're doing is manipulating women into having children, forcing them to have children against their will, forcing them to, and they're doing that by saying like, well, we'll support you. We'll support you. We'll make sure that you have this. We'll make sure you have that. We'll provide food and diapers and all this stuff. And when you look at what they actually provide.
Jesus, they're like an absentee husband.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking nothing.
Yeah.
They provide fucking nothing because they never cared in the first place.
They didn't give a fuck.
All they cared about was making you have that baby.
Yeah. All they wanted to do was punish you in some way.
Yeah.
And raising children is a punishment.
It is a fucking punishment.
You heard it here first, folks.
I like singing. I like dancing.
I like trains.
Holy shit, this story is fucking nuts. Norfolk Southern is giving $25,000 to an Ohio town where it caused a life or death evacuation. So this train derailment that happened in East Palatine, Ohio, the Norfolk Southern train derailment. When it happened, it was full of all kinds of fucking crazy ass chemicals.
Vinyl chloride was the big
vinyl
thing.
chloride. Yep. And like when the train fucking derailed, and interestingly, they're saying that the train derailed in part because of deregulation that was put into place from the Trump era.
Yeah.
So
deregulation pushed through because of the train lobby.
Yeah.
Right. So the train lobby lobbies all the people to get somebody's ear so they can push through more deregulation so they don't have to pay as much and so they make more money. And then they did this recent thing where they stopped that strike.
Yeah.
But those are that was all about staffing.
Yes.
And this is another reason why that staffing problem has never been fixed. It's never been addressed. It was just all that happened was it was just pushed away. And now there's still a major staffing problem.
A huge staffing problem.
Right.
So this train derailment's a goddamn disaster. And the vinyl chloride so the train, and there's fires, and there's fucking all this shit, and they have to release the vinyl chloride like into the air to prevent it from exploding. And the vinyl chloride degrades into hydrogen gas and phosgene. And phosgene is actually a fucking chemical.
It's a carcinogen,
used in World War I as a toxic gas. It was, like, phosgene was a literal war weapon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a literal war weapon. So this whole fucking disaster happens, and Norfolk Southern's like, we'll give you $25,000. I don't remember what that is per person, but it's like a couple of dollars.
I think that was like, I think we raised more than that when we were doing Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah, man. It's literally nothing.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
In comparison to and here's the thing. I just want to make sure that people know this is like a $55 billion company.
Yeah.
This isn't like a tiny mom and pop railroad.
No.
This is a fucking $55 billion company that was powerful enough to lobby the government to get safety regulations rolled back, to powerful enough to lobby the government to squash a strike, powerful enough to lobby the government to essentially have their way with the rails. And
Absolutely.
you know what's funny too is like, this isn't an uncommon thing that's happening.
No,
right?
It's not at all.
Train derailment happens all the time. It happens all the time because of specifically, and one of the things that they were striking about was they didn't have enough days off, right? They were saying they didn't have enough days off. Well, it's because of, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, the lack of staffing properly, right? It's just a bad thing when we're trading stocks in these companies. They have to push out these big profits. And the problem is that if this wasn't a publicly traded company and say it was owned by the government, we could then maybe staff it properly so that if you needed a day off, there would be somebody there that could pick up that slack. There's nobody there to pick up the slack. And there's all these major problems that happen when you start understaffing, and they get away with it. And then there's major problems that they get away with because they can push things faster and worry about less and less safety regulations. And that causes major problems. 4 train derailments a day. I didn't even think 4 trains ran in the United States in a day. Well, you know what I mean? I know. Sure, there's some trains that run around cities and whatnot, but there's a ton of train traffic in this country. Yeah. It's all over, and the derailments happen, like major derailments, 4 a day.
That's insane. That's fine. And you see from something like this just how incredibly dangerous this shit is. These trains carry really volatile, really dangerous chemicals, right? And they carry them at high speed over long distances. They had to evacuate this town for days. Yeah. And then without releasing to any of the citizens that lived in that town, without releasing an outline of exactly what chemicals were released into the air, without really giving them any of the real safety, they're like, oh, come back. Yeah. Just come on back. Well, they come back and the fucking fish are floating in the fucking streams and there's fucking dead animals and shit everywhere. And like, oh, it's safe. They're like, it burns my eyes to be, the citizens who are saying that, like, the air burns my eyes. Like, well, it's fine. It's safe. Industry runs this country. Yeah. Industry runs and is ruining this country. And when this shit happens, this just like reeks of the Bhopal disaster, right? It reeks of the same kind of corporate industrial negligence. Yeah. And we don't hold their fucking feet to the fire.
That's the real problem.
25 grand? Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? What do you think the bonus for one of these fucking executives
God,
is?
it's so much
It's
more
a lot more than 25 grand.
You kidding me? They probably have an executive dinner that costs more than that.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean?
Dude, you're absolutely right. I bet they throw a dinner casually.
Easily worth more than that. And I think the narrative gets twisted on a lot of this stuff. What you'll see is people will say, oh, then nobody's talking about this. That's not true. This was in the New York Times. This was all over the place. This was what I see from when I look online is people will say, oh, nobody's talking about this. No, people are talking about it. The problem is that there's never any follow through. That's the real problem, right? Is that there's never any follow through. And there's never any pushback against these large corporations. Sure, people will talk about it, but nothing ever happens.
Nothing gets done,
right?
Yeah, nothing gets done.
So that's the real problem. Yeah. Now, if that's what you're saying when you say no one's talking about it, I'll agree. But that's not what you're saying. What you're saying is you don't read the New York Times.
Yeah, right. You're not.
That's what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. Well, I didn't see it on my Facebook feed.
It's like, okay, nobody's talking about it there.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But it's a real thing that
it's
people
literally all over the news. These companies, like, I think of this and I think of like, I don't remember. I know it's in Michigan, but then there was another town, I think I could be getting this wrong, Steve. I think in maybe Missouri, where the water is fucking essentially poison.
Yeah.
And it's been poisoned for Mississippi. I think there's a town in Mississippi.
It was either Alabama or Mississippi. It's one of those down there.
Where like these people are living in communities where for not just a couple of days even, but for years, the water is basically fucking poison.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody just shrugs like, hey, what do you fucking do? The fucking train derails and fucking literal fucking poison agents from World War I are released into the air as fucking dead animals all over the place. Like, hey, come on back. We'll give the town $25,000. That'll cover it. It's about $2 a person.
Yeah.
That'll fucking cover it.
It's so
the fuck am I gonna do? I'm out of my fucking house for 4 fucking days. What am I gonna do with $2?
With the amount of money that these people have, they could literally scrub the entire area and it wouldn't damage them at all, right? They could do all the work that needs to be done to fix this to proper standards as quickly as possible. And we shouldn't have to rely on the government for it, right? Like, so what happened was immediately EPA puts up like some kind of site, right? So they send people and then they send people to fix stuff and then they send people to test stuff. That should never be. Look, man, you're the ones who want deregulation. Well, then fucking fix it. And there should be an EPA guy that's like, fix it, fucker. Fix it. You fix it. And I'm going to make sure you fix it. I'm going to hold your fucking nose in it like a bad dog until it's fixed. How dare, and that's the problem is we come in, like you and I pay to clean it up.
Yeah, man. We pay to clean it up and then it never really gets properly cleaned up.
Yeah.
Nobody's fucking feet are really held to the fire. They'll look and see what caused the train derailment. And if some, train engineer was at fault, that one person will get in trouble as if the person specifically is the issue. This is a systemic issue.
It's a systemic issue. It's for a day. And then literally 2 days later, there was another train with the same stuff derailed somewhere else.
It's wild. It is wild that we don't hold these corporations accountable for this. They should be responsible for returning this town to the same condition it was in before this happened.
You broke it, you bought it.
Exactly. Honestly,
you broke it, you bought it.
You wanted this. This is what you asked for.
And here's what this would do. If you held their feet to the fire and you said, look, you bring this fucking town up exactly the way it was, do it, or we're just going to take your company away. How's that? I'll just fucking take your company away. You set it up that way. Then they say, you know what we want? We want safer trains.
Yeah,
we want safer train lines.
All of a sudden, those trains get a lot better. We want to invest and make
sure that no mistakes happen in the future. We want to make sure that there's never any more train derailments because it costs us too much money each time. There was companies for years that were dumping fucking garbage and poison and shit, and they did it knowing they would get fined because it was less than the cost of actually fixing and mitigating the problems they had because we didn't have the proper teeth in our regulations. This stuff can only go on so long. It can only happen for so long until there's just nothing left. There's no more fucking blood you can squeeze from the fucking rock. You know what I mean? And we're in that position now where, you're living in a world where climate change is accelerating. Our clean and natural waters and lands are starting to diminish. There's going to be a point. There's got to be a tipping point where we finally say enough is enough. That's enough.
I hope so, man.
That's enough.
Yeah.
We've got to make these things safe for everybody. Yeah. Does it fucking slow some stuff down? Do we have to spend money? Yeah. But man, it feels like you're getting, our whole country is run by the people who are like, I don't need insurance. I'm good.
Yeah, man.
I'm not going to get into an accident. I'm okay.
Well, I was just thinking the argument against, the argument for deregulation always comes back to this really overly ridiculously simplified idea that we'll let the market sort it out. If there's a bad actor, people will stop buying their products. Well, how does that apply to something like Norfolk Southern?
Yeah, you can't do anything.
Southern? How am I supposed to not buy Norfolk Southern products, right?
Yeah.
It's a goddamn giant train company. The free market
a monopoly
can't,
problem.
Right. But the free market can't sort this out. It's not like I can say, they always give you these bullshit hyper local examples, right? Where they're like, oh, you know what? If we don't need health inspectors because if you go to the ABC restaurant and you get sick, you just don't go back there and they close. And then, the next restaurant that opens has better health and safety standards because they don't want to close like the last guy. And you're like, okay, that's dumb because somebody got sick and was never supposed to get sick. So you don't even address that. But fine. Even in your example, it's so fucking hyper small. The world is super fucking complicated and interconnected.
Sure.
How am I supposed to hold the owner of Norfolk Southern accountable? How am I supposed to say, you know what? I'm not going to buy vinyl chloride. I don't buy vinyl chloride.
Yeah.
I don't, but vinyl chloride in the stuff I buy. So what stuff am I even, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to interact with this in a free market? How am I supposed to interact? Like the fucking Exxon Valdez fucking runs aground and spills fucking shit into the ocean and this let's let the free market sort it out. What am I supposed to do? Not buy plastic and petroleum products?
Well, and then
how am I supposed to live in this?
You don't go to Exxon anymore to get your gas, but so what? They still sell their gas to other people and other companies, and they sell it in like large quantities to other, so it doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't. And then like you talk about like this happens all the time when people say they're going to boycott something, and then they start listing all the things that they're involved with, and you're just like, it's impossible now. Yeah, it's literally impossible now. And especially when it comes to this stuff. You're not getting away with being able to boycott this company. You can't boycott this company.
You already don't know what you get from this. You have no idea.
Nothing.
This is the oil thing is a great example. It's like, all right, well, I just won't buy oil from Exxon or whatever. Okay, well, fine. But that's, you know, are you going to buy food? Because a lot of oil actually turns into petrochemical fertilizers. Yeah. So am I just not going to buy food?
How do I know that their oil didn't go to that?
Right. And am I not going to buy plastic products? Because all of that is also made
How
of oil.
do I know that the Amazon truck didn't fill up at Exxon?
You can't have an impact.
Yeah.
That's the way the libertarians are fucking assholes to a one of them.
Yeah.
They are liars. They hyper fixate on super small, super ridiculous solutions that don't actually matter. How the fuck does the free market address this?
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Can't.
What you need to do is you need to hold these people accountable for what they do and make them address it.
Yeah.
And you know, if you keep on holding them accountable and making sure that, you know, like, because here's the thing. If they, like, maybe we don't trust them to do it. Maybe we just find the fucking ever-loving shit on them and making fun that entire cleanup and a giant hefty fine on top of it.
Absolutely.
They won't go back asking for more deregulation.
Yeah. There should be a giant fucking derailment fine. Yeah. Every time your fucking train derails, sorry, man, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to pay at least $70 million every time a train derails.
Wow, that's tough.
Sorry.
You know, I know only one wheel came off. Oh, well.
Yeah, so it's not my fucking problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. You guys are the ones that didn't want us to regulate it. So here's the deal. It's not regulated. If you fucking crash a train, it's $70 million. It's an obscene amount of money.
Yeah.
And that money goes into a great big fund that's used to fix towns like this when this shit happens. But how do you fix guess what? You're going to get cancer.
Yeah.
How do you fix that?
Yeah.
What paycheck do I get when I breathed in fucking phosgene?
I think that's called projection.
This story comes from LGBTQ Nation. Wyoming GOP defends child marriage while claiming it's trans rights that harms children.
I love how they put this in together.
They
LGBT Nation did a great job of putting these two things together because they are on the hook constantly of being called groomers.
Yep.
And this is literal grooming.
This
is literal grooming. This is literal grooming. Child marriage is grooming.
Grooming. Child marriage is rape.
Yeah.
Like it's not, you can't.
No, you're right.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Being friendly with the child before and then marrying them when they're that's grooming, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but that's common too. Like that's not it's not like that's not common.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The Wyoming GOP, like their actual argument is so insane. It's so insane that like I can't even parody the argument. The argument is like, well, look, if a child reaches sexual maturity and they get pregnant, obviously they have to get married so they can raise that kid. That's their argument.
That's their argument.
That's the whole thing, guys. That's the whole thing. It's not I mean, let's scroll down actually. I want to read from this because I'm like at a loss for fucking words. Capitol Watch also claimed the bill is a violation of parental rights and that this arbitrary age is demonstrably higher than the historical norm of millennia of human existence. Quote, the sad fact that physical maturity often does not match emotional and intellectual maturity is an indictment of our modern educational system. That is a problem that should be addressed, but we should not use it as an excuse to instantiate bad law. Since young men and women may be physically capable of begetting and bearing children prior to the age of 16, marriage must remain open to them for the sake of those children. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, when you enforce little kids to have kids because you won't have abortion.
Right, yeah.
Now you're like, now I'm going to make them get married too. Now I'm going to force them to get married to, and then you're like, yeah, but then they had sex maybe with an older person, but that's okay.
Right, yeah. Like the majority of these child marriages are not children marrying children.
Yeah.
The majority of these, so we've covered these stories before, the majority of these child marriages are grown-ass men marrying very young girls.
Yep.
That is the truth. That's really what's happening here. And the idea that you would say, well, isn't it a problem with the educational system that the emotional and intellectual maturity doesn't match physical maturity? No, that's how the fucking brain develops, man. The fucking brain does not finish building all of its structural pieces until about the age of 25. That has nothing to do with the educational system. People are physically able to have kids long before they reach any kind of intellectual or emotional maturity.
10 years.
Because literally
maybe
their
more.
brains.
Maybe more. 15 years in some cases.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to a podcast this morning, and one of the things that I learned in it was like the average age for women or for girls to begin menstruating is 10.
Yeah.
It's 10 now. It used to be 12. There used to be like this 12 to 15 range. Now it's like 10 to 13. Like the range has moved up. So it's earlier than it had been before. Like that's like a fifth grader, dude. That's a fucking fifth grader. You're saying like, oh, well, you know, it's really the educational system's problem that a fifth grader that lacks the emotional and intellectual maturity of an adult. What the fuck are you talking about? That's a fifth grader.
Why did it go down?
I don't know why it went down, but it has gone down.
Do you think maybe God wants us to marry kids? I think that's...
There's some speculation that's because of the hormones in our food.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but it's not 100% clear.
Wow.
Yeah. So we consume a lot of hormones in our food, and so it might be moving the timeline up a little bit. So a couple of years. It's not even a little bit. It's a few years.
That's a lot.
So it's a lot. It's a lot of it. Yeah.
That's a lot.
A lot of it.
Huh.
So yeah, that's a fucking fifth grader, dude.
Yeah.
Or fifth, or sixth, or seventh, or eighth grader.
Man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're all kids. They're all
children.
kids. These are kids. 10 or 12 doesn't matter. That's a kid. And the problem is that this is considered, you know, the child marriage is considered perfectly natural and wholesome in that sect.
Yeah, man.
In that group of people, that's perfectly natural. But having somebody who is a drag queen read a book to somebody is not. That is the unbelievable end of all. And you're just like, you're fucking a kid, man.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, can you hear you? Like you were saying, it's like the adults with the kids.
It is
really fucking gross.
That's so fucking
really
gross,
Like,
dude.
I mean, you can get around it where you're still like, okay, there's two 16-year-olds. I don't think they should get married.
Right.
But like, you know,
But it's
whatever.
not problematic,
But it's
right?
not problematic.
Yeah, right.
But once you start getting into like, this guy's 26 and she's 16.
And you're like,
hold the fucking phone, dude.
Yeah. That's in Illinois, you can't babysit until you're 14.
You said this before and it's crazy.
You can't. So these guys want you to be married and raise a kid before you're legally allowed to babysit.
You can't even hold on. You can't. What do you do? I guess it's not babysitting if it's your kids, so that's how they get around it.
Yeah. You can't even get a worker's permit at 12 or 13.
I know.
So
they're trying to change those laws, though.
They are.
They're trying to change
Holy
those
shit,
laws.
in Iowa and Minnesota.
Yeah, they're trying to change those laws.
They're trying to change that
little
shit.
kids can get,
so they can work in laundries and shit.
So we can go back to fucking kids dying in coal mines.
We are going back in time,
We really
Cecil.
are, man. I thought it was, gosh, Tom, what is
We are
happening?
seriously going back in time. I sent you that story this week with just this like, what the fuck is happening, Cecil?
Yeah, going back in time, baby. And not in a good way. Not like you know everything you know now, but you're in high school. It's not that. It's not it's not some romantic comedy where I get to go out with the prom queen or whatever. It's not anything like that.
We're not going back in time and investing in Microsoft in 1988 or something, right? We're going back in time like to a world that was just worse. You know, we're like, we have problems we thought were fixed for 50, 60, 100 years. And we're like, you know, what if we did that again? The thing that I'm referencing in Iowa and in Minnesota, because of the quote labor shortage, which is really just an unequal pay shortage, right? They just want to pay people a decent wage. Because of the labor shortage, they are lobbying. And this might actually happen. They are lobbying to open up child labor in things like industrial laundries, and not only are they trying to open up in like really unsafe places, like for kids as young as 12 and 13 and 14 to be working without like safety restrictions, without restrictions on hours, and to indemnify the employers if those kids are injured or killed on the job.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And you're like,
what is happening?
That's like baby coal miners and shit.
It is. It's fucking black lung at 15.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We like fixed that.
I know. We went through this whole thing. We did
during
a whole
the
thing.
beginning of the Industrial Revolution.
Did a whole thing, man.
Holy shit. We're going to fucking like street urchins and be like, please, sir, can I have some more? Like, what the fuck? We're going back in time.
They should be in school. What is wrong with us?
Yes.
Question. Back in time, you know everything you know now. You're investing. That's how you're going to make your millions. That's what you're doing. You're investing.
I mean, it's easy.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, Cecil. You know me.
Yeah.
If I can do nothing and earn money.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's your go-to is invest in like Apple or whatever.
Yeah, right.
You know what I do?
Tell me.
Because I follow sports.
You're going to...
I would bet a lot of money, like try to get as much money as I can on like the really, really like ones that people think they're going to lose and they win. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, oh, they're 100% going to win this game. And then you bet on it because you know the outcome
big
ahead of
odds.
time. You're just like, oh, okay. Yeah,
big odds betting.
You're just like, yeah, I know this. I know.
That's smarter.
Everybody knows the Patriots are going to go undefeated and win the Super Bowl against the Giants. No, they're not. No, they're going to lose. Oh, everybody knows that this is going to happen. No, it's not going to happen like that.
See, I wouldn't have even thought of that.
Yeah, that's how I do
That's because that's a faster turnaround.
Yeah. That's what he did in Back to the Future too, is he found that book and he was
that's right.
He was betting on
That's right.
stuff.
See, my plan takes too long.
Yeah.
Your plan's better. My plan
you
takes
really gotta decide when to actually sell too. Like when do you sell Apple? Because I don't know that. I know to invest in it, but I don't know when to sell it.
Yeah, well, I would have bought a Bitcoin right away. And I would have sold it about 3 years ago.
So we'd like to thank our patrons. Of course, we'd like to thank all our patrons. So I'd like to thank our newest patrons, Mike, Dana, Mr. Inaudible, Brian, Alias, Darren, Derek, Jim, Mike, Jenny, Rachel, Just Ash, Laura, Congress, the opposite of progress.
That's
so
great.
Good. That's so good.
That's so good.
Jeremy, Lacey, Trevor, Shane, Amanda, Brandy, Giant Worms. That's another good one. Spiders Deserve Love too. Megan, Tomaz's S and a Z at the end. Tomaz from Poland. Amy, Jason, Jennifer, Bad Gumby, and Lucy. And the people who up their pledges: I Ride the Moon and Painted Clouds, Nick from California, a DM who just once would like to make up an NPC name that players don't make fun of, Danielle, Baron Von Crox, Stephen and Cindy, Mary, Z, Mike, Diego, Oh Really Radio, Don't Panic, and Be Crows. Thank you so much, everybody. This is the last week. This Thursday will be the last week, and we're actually releasing it for everybody this Thursday, a funny news segment. That funny news segment next month will be behind Patreon. That's only for patrons. That's only going to be for patrons next month. The last week of the month, patrons will get an extra, and that extra will be a funny news thing that only they get. So if you want to get the extra funny news stuff next month, and you want to hear Tom read an article to you, you got to become a patron on a per episode basis, and we're putting out a ton of new content for the patrons so that because people really, when we asked them, this was what they had asked for.
This is what you guys wanted. If you patrons at any level will get 4 regular Cogdis episodes, 2 goofy news, a deep dive. You get no ads to the show. $2 and up patrons, you guys get all 4 regular Cogdis episodes, the 2 goofy news. You get the deep dive, and you get me reading the article we're going to discuss for the deep dive as a separate chunk of audio. And of course, you guys get no ads. So if you're thinking about becoming a patron, there's lots to get for our patrons.
Tons. There's a ton.
We encourage people who are listening to get access to that content.
So there's going to be a ton of content. So be sure to, if you're interested, be sure to become a patron at the end of this month so that you can jump on board and join us next month. And we're sure we are absolutely going to have a good time because we love to do these goofy news.
The goofy
things.
news they're a hoot. The energy is awesome. They're so much fun.
All right. So this Thursday on YouTube and on our regular feed, check it out. We're going to have this month only a goofy news for everybody. So check it out this Thursday, and we'll catch you next Monday. We're going to leave it like we always do with the Skeptic's Creed.
Credulity is not a virtue. It's fortune cookie cutter, mommy issue, hypno-Babylon bullshit. Couched in scientician, double bubble, toil and trouble, pseudo quasi-alternative, acupunctuating, pressurized, stereogram, pyramidal, free energy healing, watered downward spiral, brain deadpan, sales pitch, late night info docutainment. Leo, Pisces, cancer cures, detox, reflex, foot massage, death and towers, tarot cards, psychic healing, crystal balls, Bigfoot, Yeti, aliens, churches, mosques and synagogues, temples, dragons, giant worms, Atlantis, dolphins, truthers, birthers, witches, wizards, vaccine nuts, shaman healers, evangelists, conspiracy, doublespeak, stigmata, nonsense. Expose your sides. Thrust your hands, bloody, evidential, conclusive. Doubt even this.
The opinions and information provided on this podcast are intended for entertainment purposes only. All opinions are solely that of Glory Hole Studios, LLC. Cognitive Dissonance makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, currentness, suitability, or validity of any information, and will not be liable for any errors, damages, or butthurt arising from consumption. All information is provided on an as-is basis. No refunds. Produced in association with the local Dairy Council and viewers like you.